Hey, all right, all
Good
right.
evening. Good evening. Good morning. Good night. Good morrow. There he goes. That's all right. Thank you everybody for being here. Nick will be back with us in a moment. I'm sure. There's Geshe Michael. Never far. Um, thanks so much for being here. Thank you to the live interpreters for being here, especially. Thank you everyone for attending. Hi, Geshe Michael. Good evening
Oh,
to you,
hi.
everybody. Yeah. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, we have Nick this evening. I we decided that I would host on Monday nights, but Nick is here, so it's a little bit artificial to have to look at my face for a moment. But it's nice for me to see you and say hello. Somebody get the phone. Um, Otherwise, Nick, without further ado,
Can you guys see my screen?
yes.
All
Unfortunately,
right.
yes.
It's the time for a quiz. Hi, Geshe. Good to see you.
Snack time.
Nap
Pleasure.
time?
Snack time.
Ah, yes. I'm very grateful for snacks, actually. Thank you to DCI Global for sponsoring snacks for you and the rest of the crew at the tower there.
Hey, Nick, did you fix the medicine cabinet that you busted with your head?
What are you talking about? My head, my, my head did no damage to it. The damage was only to my face. I
By the way, we important people here for Halloween. We got Adam, we got Ava, we got
Yay.
Wow.
Katie. Okay, so Nick, if you want to call on somebody, don't forget Adam.
Got it.
And his
I
is beautiful.
I love listening to Adam read that language because he pronounces it so perfectly. All right.
Go
Let's do a quiz and see how it goes. I tried to make this quiz really easy because it's been a long time since we've looked at my text, and it was mostly easy material. And historically, I always make them hard by accident. So I'm trying to make it more interactive. So let's see, but I don't expect anybody to remember where we're at in the text because it was a month ago. Let's see what happens. Arya Nagarjuna mentions that we will eliminate karma. Oh, I'm doing this in a Jeopardy style. So if you know what that is, it means you answer my answer with a question. You have to say what is or something to get the answer right. You don't have to, though. Arya Nagarjuna mentions that we will eliminate karma and rebirths if we can just eliminate this first.
What is wrong
Uh,
here?
he stopped eating cinnamon rolls from Peachtree Cafe. No.
Close. What did you say something word, somebody?
I said, what is wrong here?
It's more specific than that. It's just what we've been talking about a lot in this book. It's where we're at and what we've been talking about.
Only I knew.
If you did, you
Is
would have
it
said something, that's for sure.
is it pride?
No, it's not that specific. No, it is that specific. That's not it.
What's the propensity to grasp to a me?
Thank you. What is the tenant? And she even, I knew you'd get it, and I knew you'd say it in Jeopardy format. I'm so proud. So that's the Tibetan for that.
Johnson.
Yes. Ngarnzin, close
Wow.
enough.
Money was that?
Was that Venerable Gyaltse who said the Tibetan there?
That was Rebecca.
Oh,
But I
nice.
knew it.
Excellent work.
You
All
couldn't
right.
name Yumashar.
Yes, every once in a while the sun shines even on a dog's bum. I'm European now. I say bum. Uh, he then advises us not to not think in this particular way, a way that he says the world deems correct. What does Arya Nagarjuna accuse the world of deeming correct? Anyone?
Putting themselves
It's,
first.
Good guess. That is a very good guess, and it's not correct in this case. If you keep guessing, you'll get it though.
He
I'll
didn't
give you.
ask it in the name. He didn't say it in the form of a question, though.
That's a good point. That's a very good point, Captain Tim. So I'll give you a hint. It has its typical description of the middle way philosophy, or what wouldn't be the middle way.
It's not coming from you.
No.
What would it be if things existed permanently or didn't exist at all?
Good job. My gosh. Yes.
Oh.
Nice. She's on a roll, everybody. Watch out. Tibetan for
That's
exist
a
or
hit.
not.
Akche?
No, I think Rebecca, say what you said, Rebecca.
Meva.
Yeah,
Say
good.
or.
Good job. It's just exist or not. Yeah, Yome. Thank you. Nice job.
You can say you're done.
Yeah, Yedang
You're
Meva.
done.
Next verse of the root text shares this benefit of realizing emptiness. What's the benefit of realizing emptiness? It's just a benefit. It's what we're talking about right now. It's just one of the cool things.
Not seeing the world backwards.
That's a great guess, but it isn't what we're talking about here.
Venerable Upala says, what is freedom?
Also a great guess, but not what we're talking about here. It's freedom from something. Freedom from
Wrong
Bad
view.
things happening to me.
The-
Is it
what
clashes?
is freedom from extreme views?
No, these are all great guesses. It is one of the four famous freedom protections, let's say.
All rounds.
Freedom from
Freedom from the wrong view.
It's not, forget the word freedom, okay? One of the benefits of realizing emptiness is that you won't be, when you hear a teaching on emptiness, you won't be
Scared.
out.
yay.
Bird.
You won't be scared, yes. Yeah. What is remaining free of fear? Tibetan for that.
Yay.
Tibetan for remaining free of fear.
Jigme.
Rocking it.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Remain. Yeah. He uses he's saying it a particular way here. I'm not even 100% sure why. I think we're going to get to it, but he's saying minjigne.
Jigme.
And he says it a few times. So good
Nice.
job, especially Venerable Upal. Good job. Good job, everybody. All right. I did send her the quiz, but I don't think she read it ahead of time. I think she just has incredible notes and knows stuff really well.
Okay,
You
Uncle
have-
Nick, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, let's share the screen if I can find it. Here we go.
Oh, quick announcement. After this class, we will have the usual 15-minute discussion. So please, if you see something that you think it would be fun to discuss for a few minutes regarding practical applications of this material, please post it in the chat. After that, we'll have 15 minutes from the Peachtree World News. And then after that, we're going to have a question and answer session with Mr. Ben Kramer. So every month we'll have a Mixed Nuts Q&A for you to bring and ask your tough questions. And this fine evening, you have the pleasure of the incredible Dr. Ben Kramer to answer your hardest questions on this material. And he's an excellent... Not a doctor, but he plays one on Mixed Nuts TV, Xuanzang.
Don't ask me your medical related questions.
And but he's quite good at the middle way. So at least talking about it for sure.
Okay. All right, here we go, Nick. We're gonna start. Let's start with the text here. Can you read the first one, Nick, and then after that you can pick on other people. By the way, if you want to know how Ava got so tall, it's because she's climbing high mountains with her father. Okay. Go.
Yeah, I climb mountains and it never made me tall.
Well, you gotta do Colorado.
Chakpe ne minpar majupte tong ni tedak tong daki we yo kakpa yinla de kyu jikpa keshing tar tarpa tok ne hungpo chungse kyang mena denin jikpe ne yin no shena.
Okay, what does the Shena tell us, Nick?
Well, someone might ask, or you may wonder. It's a question. He's like posing a question.
Yeah, so that's a sign. When it says if somebody says, it means the whole sentence before that is a dumb idea. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. And then he says, you didn't drupa that
Yep.
seeing emptiness is not a drakpene. Double negative.
It's not proven, or you have not proved that seeing emptiness is not going to is not a point of fear. I'm trying to figure out what he means by chakbene. Is a place where you wouldn't be afraid.
Something to get scared about. Okay.
Something.
You said, Nagarjuna, you don't have to be scared about seeing emptiness. And then this other guy comes and says, well, you sure better be scared about seeing emptiness. And now he's going to prove his idea. Okay? How is he going to prove it? Well, Dongni, when you talk about Dongni, you are kakpa, the object you are kakpa. So you, Nick, the object you are kakpa is dark, and dark you are.
The object that you are denying when you're talking about emptiness is self and as me and mine.
Yeah, you say it's not scary for if Michael disappears and Michael's stuff disappears. Isn't that scary? Who's talking? The other guy.
This Kachik.
You said we didn't have to be scared about seeing emptiness. And then you said when you see emptiness, me disappears and mine disappears. It sounds pretty scary to me. That's what he's saying, okay? They would jikpa ke. I think jikpa would ke by that view.
This is good. That cause is going to bring up some fear. That's going to make you scared.
Yeah, and by the way, there's two jikpas. One jikpa means to be destroyed. One jikpa is to be scared. There's a difference in the spelling.
Doesn't destroyed have a sa?
No, scared has a sa. It's been misspelled here. Somebody has misspelled it. Okay, it's jigs.
Right, of
like
course.
Jigsmate.
Yeah. Like jigmate. Yeah, duh. Of course.
Like jigs. Okay. So somebody has miscarved somebody's misspelled it. One of the mixed nuts cool things is we fixed the spelling of the ancient books. Okay. Jigpa. So listen, anybody would get scared if they and theirs disappeared. Everybody would get scared, right?
Yeah.
Nicholas.
Okay.
Tarpa top.
If there's not even a little tiny bit of any of your parts left when you achieve freedom, isn't that something that would make you quite scared?
Yeah, and in the recent retreat we had at Diamond Mountain, we talked about an option for transcending Pumbo.
Body and mind.
Yeah, just body and mind. Okay, so look, if when you achieve nirvana, your body and mind disappears, whoa, they need jigbe yin.
That's a pretty darn scary thing.
God, that's a goddamn scary thing. Okay. By the way, did he spell it right the second time?
He sure did.
Yeah, he spelled it right the second time. By the way, it's not necessarily the case that Gyaltsab J misspelled something, but the carver might have misspelled it. Okay.
Or even our
All right. Nick, you want to do one more paragraph that you pronounce, and then.
Sure.
By the way, what's the bold letters, Nick?
That's the root text. That's where he's mentioning Nagarjuna's words, Arya Nagarjuna's words.
Yeah, from which book?
From Ratnamala, from our
Which
root
means,
text. Means string of jewels.
Somebody translates a book and they call it, this is the Ratnamala of the Abhidhamma Kosha. And you're like, can you translate some of that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. String of jewels. All right. Please read and we'll translate. Let's read first.
Niente depa kirkyang pungpo lakme ki nyang de la sakche ki pungpa didak kun mepar depar kyurna de la kye chi chir minjik tela minjik na kam dir lakme ki nekapna nyomong sumpo teme par shepala kyuni chite jik par che tena tongpa nila yangchak par mirik so.
Okay, good. This is our answer to the other guy. What did the other guy say?
He said, of course it's scary.
Yeah, don't tell me it's not scary to see emptiness. You disappear. Everything that's yours disappears. Don't tell me it's not scary. And we say, Union Turkey Depas.
Said you who follow the scriptural basket of the listeners, if you follow,
which means you lower school dudes, especially you Abhidharma dudes, okay? You say that when a person reaches Nyangde without Pumbo,
nirvana, where you have no more parts left,
no
more body and mind.
What is nirvana with nothing left over according to the lower school?
That your parts are, that you have no more body and mind, that you blink out of existence.
Your body and mind disappears. Some people are on Nepal time. Okay, just kidding. Nice to have you here. Okay. So he says, why is he talking about that? Nick, I'll repeat what you just said. Well, according to you guys, according to you lower schools, when a person achieves nirvana with nothing left over, Pumbo me.
There's no more parts, no more body or mind.
You're the guys who are selling a nirvana where people disappear. Now that's scary. Don't tell me my nirvana is scary. Your nirvana is scary. Okay, by the way, this whole Nagarjuna fight with the lower schools, he's always doing that. He's like, don't count me, I'm scary, you're scary. Okay.
He's like, why wouldn't you be afraid? Of course you're scared if that's the case.
Yeah, you're the guys who should get scared because you're the guys who say people disappear when they reach nirvana. We don't say that, by the way, in the higher schools, right? And even if we say that Hlagme Nekap at the point of Hlagme Nirvana,
at the point when you achieve nirvana with nothing left, with no remainder, with nothing left over,
you lose Nyomongsum.
You learn the 3 types of negative emotions.
Yeah, which 3 he's referring to, we don't know. Okay, it could be the 3 animals in the middle of the wheel, but I have a feeling it's a different one. Okay, but he doesn't say. Mepa shepa.
Why wouldn't that?
Yeah, you're the guys who should be scared.
Yeah,
you know. That should be scared. There, therefore, you should not. Therefore, it's mirik to trakpa.
It doesn't make sense to be terrified about emptiness.
Yeah, you don't have to be scared about emptiness, because emptiness for us means you're empty of your three negative emotions. And that's not like your body disappears or your rear end disappears, something important. You're just losing your negative emotions. Now, that's not so scary. That would be pleasant. That's who's talking, Nagarjuna. He said, yeah, when we talk about getting rid of something in nirvana, we're talking about getting rid of your negativities, and that would be a pleasure. That wouldn't be scary. Okay, got it?
Ken, can I ask you a quick question before we move to the next one?
Yep.
Why does he say kamdir twice? Or like he says kamdir and then he says nekapna. Like, is he just repeating himself, or is he?
Hang on, just
kamdir hakmeki nekapna. End of the third line, yeah.
Yeah, he's just talking about, in this context, we're talking about the occasion. Okay.
So it's kind of repetitive. Okay.
No, so cup here means, the first cup means context, and the second cup means at that point in your spiritual development. Okay.
Got it. I understand now. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
And then he has mentioned three mental functions recently in the text, and I'm not sure if those are the three he's talking about losing when you reach nirvana, but it's tempting to discuss the question. Ngarnzin, holding to me, holding to a self-existent me, and tokpa and chepa, vitarka and vichara and vitarka. Vitarka and vichara, what's that? We had it in the Yoga Sutra.
Noting and examining when you're in the grocery store and you hear Jimi Hendrix, and one of them was when you notice that Jimi Hendrix is playing, and examining is when you really get focused on the bass line.
Is there any possibility that these are the three that he's talking about?
Doesn't seem likely, but
it does not seem likely. We don't normally say that noting and examining, just two kinds of attention, are negative emotions. But in the context of seeing emptiness directly, he might be talking about that. Okay, so I'll just throw it out there. All right, Mr. Nick. Now you got this handsome Colorado guy here.
Let's get this guy reading. I mean,
yeah, up here, young man.
Especially if he's eating snacks. He's got to earn those.
You got to wear two ties next week. At the same time. And Ava has to tie them on.
All right. Nipalasum.
Okay, welcome, you guys. We got Adam comes here only on Halloween to get free candy. We gotta welcome him.
Nipalasum ngame rangshengi drupa tarpa mite tarpa ngopor mite ngokidunto.
Good. Okay. In a Tibetan book, they'll say, here's part two. And it has, and then we don't know what part two is. We don't remember. It was like 6 months ago. So Grandpa, when he prepares a class, I always go and get the part two. Okay, so here's the part two. Can you read this one, Adam?
Yes, sir.
Denzin?
Denzin tada sepa tarpa temba.
Yeah, we're going to temba that the meaning of tarpa is to sepa all denzin. What's that?
A demonstration that freedom is the elimination of all grasping to things as if they were real.
Yeah, we're not talking about your fingers disappear, your nose disappears. That would be scary. We're talking about what we're saying is when you achieve nirvana, all your habit of believing that things are coming from their own side and not from your own seeds will disappear. That's nirvana for us, okay? All right. So we're going to discuss that concept in 3 parts. What's the concept? When you achieve nirvana, the point is not that your body and your mind disappear. The point is that you stop seeing things as coming from their own side completely, with all seeds for that. That's the higher description of nirvana. You can achieve nirvana at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in village of Oak Creek, Arizona, and at 3:30 you don't look any different than you did this morning. Okay, it's something in your mind disappears. It's not that your body turns into pizza or something like that. Okay, all right. It's a mental thing, and other people can't tell necessarily. Okay, all right. No man actually you do betarpa mite.
It's
Believe
incorrect.
that it's
Yeah.
good to say that tarpa.
To say that liberation is establishing that the non-existent things exist through some nature of their own?
Yeah, you can start like that way. We don't know what he's referring to yet, but we can start that way. Okay. It probably means, by the way, Nick, things that are not functional. Don't go anywhere.
No, no, sir.
Stay right here. So generally, things that don't perform a functions, it's not correct to say that. It's not correct to say that the fact that things that don't perform a function have no nature of their own is nirvana.
Mhm.
That's okay. We're gonna get there. Don't worry about it. Papa ngopo mite. It's incorrect to say that it's a ngopo.
That liberation is a thing, is a functioning thing.
Yeah, it's incorrect to say that nirvana is a changing thing. That's pretty heavy. And it's incorrect to say that nirvana does anything. Okay, that's heavy. Okay. And then finally, after we deny 2 kinds of nirvana, 2 wrong kinds of nirvana, then the third step is nokitan.
Is it the actual meaning?
Yeah, I'll tell you what nirvana really is. Okay. So first I'm going to tell you 1 kind of wrong nirvana. Then I'm going to reject the second kind of wrong nirvana. And then I'm going to give you the right kind of nirvana. Okay. Hopefully we'll get there today, but I doubt it. What?
This is probably a stupid question, Geshe, but like, because I guess ngukiden always means the actual meaning, but isn't it weird that he said it that way, ngukiden, right after he used ng to mean something else?
I think you're sensitive to the fact he's being cute. He's being cute because here the word for changing thing is also the word for actual. So in the third category, the first 2 categories here are nirvana is not a changing thing in the way you think it is. But then the third one, he uses the same word, but in the third one, it means, I'll tell you what it really is. But in Tibetan, it's the same word, which means actual, or it means functioning thing, or it means generally anything, bhava in Sanskrit. Okay, so yeah, that's a good point. We're going to skip the root text as we can go faster. We're going to get it anyway in the text. Can I get Mr. Handsome Colorado to read some more?
I would be thrilled.
Okay.
Dungal sebe tarpa rangshingi drupe kowa chak mi jik so shena.
Give me a prenasal here.
Minjik so
open
shena.
vowel, me, and then a prenasal, minjik. Okay. Good. Here's the other guy's answering. Okay, he's going to say, "I'm not scared of nirvana." Okay, you say I'm scared of nirvana. I'm not scared of nirvana. We said if anybody should be scared of nirvana, it's you, because you're the guys who say we disappear when we reach nirvana. You guys should be scared of nirvana. And he says, "Well, that's true, but." Luckily, the nirvana where you stop your suffering
does so exist from its own side.
It's real. It's a real thing. So we're not scared. It's real. We're fine with it. It's a real thing. Got it? Do you disappear? We're asking the guy, do you disappear? Yes. Does your mind and body disappear? Yes. But are you scared? No. Why? It's totally real from its own side. Why should we be scared? Okay, got it?
Yeah.
He's totally ass backwards, we say in English. He's always backwards, okay? Like some of my students. Okay. Adam's going to read this last piece here.
Tarpala, Kansaki dat me ching pumpo rang shingi drupa yang mepe, gelte tarpa dat tadak, kakpa, den da dupala, dat dan pumpo rang shingi drupa la selwa, lan dir ni ke ko te ke ni, chi min ga gawar rikte, tarpe, nekap na pumpo me parn dupe chero.
Good, nice, okay. So I'm going to do the second part first, Nick, okay?
Okay.
Dakdam pumbo rangshingi dupa salwa. This salwa is a verb. We are
Mhm. We're clearing away or dispelling
Yeah.
the idea
yeah,
that self
That-
or the parts of the self could exist through some nature of their own.
yeah. And then he refers to the other guy as Kyuko. Okay, Kyuko. I have never seen it in 50 years of reading scripture. It's an ancient Sanskrit translation of Sanskrit, which means you dudes. Okay, you dudes. Okay. Hey, Hasso, I see you. I got your new computer here, and so you talk to Seiji. He's got it. All right. Okay, Kyuko. So
Like
I
y'all?
looked it up. It just means you dudes, okay? And by the way, there is no Sanskrit for Kyuko in the text. Okay, our translator, the Tibetan translator, has added it because there wasn't any U in the root text. There is no U in this root text. Okay, in the Sanskrit root text here, there's no U. Kyuko is a weird word, and it's been added by a translator 1,000 years ago.
Huh.
Okay, but we'll do. It's cute. It's a cute word. Hey, Kyuko. Yes,
Hey,
Kyuko. Okay, so anyway, Kyuko, you guys, Chimigawa.
No.
Chimigawa.
Why wouldn't you be happy?
Yeah, why you have a problem with it? The only thing that we are removing in nirvana is the impression that things are coming from their own side. What's the problem? Why is that so hard for you guys? Why are you upset about it? Okay. The only thing we're not removing your fingers, your toes, your mind like you are. We're just removing the idea that you could come from your own side. What's your problem with that? Chimiga means, why are you so upset? And then he says, Gawa would be ring.
It would make sense for you to be happy.
Yeah. Why are you upset? You should be happy. Why? We just got rid of something that wasn't there. A you that could come from your side. Why do you have a problem with that? You should be happy. A messed up you that was never there, we have canceled. You should be, thank you. Okay, it caused me so much trouble my whole life. And now you canceled it. You should be thanking us. Okay. All right. Tabi Nikam na Pumbo member Dube. Well, aren't you the guys who say Pumbo Me at Parpa?
You guys think that there's no more body and mind left upon achieving liberation.
Yeah, listen, I just saved you from this radical absence. What? When you reach nirvana, you disappear. Your body and mind disappear. Where are you after that? You know, that's scary. Your idea is scary. All I want to get rid of is thinking of yourself as coming from your own side. That's a pleasure to get rid of. Okay? It's a pleasure to get rid of the wrong idea that you don't come from seeds. And that's a lot more fun than this stupid idea of nirvana that you guys have, which is that your body and your mind disappear. Okay, got it? You should be happy. I'm helping you guys out. Okay. All right. Nick,
Oh, wait, did we do
I'm
the
kicking
first
out.
part of
By the way, Ava agreed to split her candy with me tonight. Because I have to go on a little trip, so
What's on
I'm
the side?
expecting.
Okay.
Nick, I'll tell you. Yeah.
Did we do the first part of that paragraph?
Oh, we did not. Good point. Here it is.
So we have a request from one of our interpreters that we slow down a little bit.
Okay. I'll get excited. Yeah. Let's go to the middle of the second line, Nick. Tarpa dak tadak. Okay. Tak. Tarpa dak tadak. Okay.
Uh-huh.
When you reach, you got all the dak.
Mm-hmm. When you reach liberation, you deny all self.
Yeah, I'm gonna cancel this idea I had, which is now today it doesn't look so good. Okay. Kappa Dinda Dula. You say when you reach nirvana, you cancel all of Ning. Okay. But actually, what we say, you're just canceling your self-existence. We're not canceling Ning. Okay. Yeah, and then the first line is clear. It's just that, look, there's no self-nature to the person, and that's the nature of nirvana. Okay. And the person's body and mind don't exist from their own side. That's all. We're canceling the idea that your body and mind could be coming from anywhere else than how you treat other people. If you believe there's a single detail of your life, your body, your mind, or your world that's not coming from how you treat other people, okay? If you can cancel all that wrong idea, that's nirvana. Then you reach nirvana. If you can finally admit that all the problems in the world are coming from you, and not from the rest of us. Just kidding. Okay. That joke didn't go.
Is that Drawa there in the from the root text? Is he saying we're claiming the same thing, but we just mean something different?
When you say Chimigawa?
No, he says dendra, tadak kakpa dendra de la. It's like the beginning of the third line. The dendra.
Yeah. Okay. Tadak kakpa dendra de la. Yeah, we're just saying mepe kelte tapa dak tadak kakpa dendra de la. Dendra de la means it being the case that you have agreed that nirvana is the stopping of all self, the self itself. Okay, it being the case that you think that nirvana is the stopping of yourself, of every form of yourself, then why aren't you comfortable with something less than that? Okay, I just got you out of canceling your body and mind. I'm just saying get rid of your negativities. Now, that should make you happy, right? You don't have to disappear when you reach nirvana. You should be happy. I'm letting you keep the rest of your mind. Just get rid of the negative part. Okay, got it? Chimiga Gawarik means the same formula he had above. Chimiga means, why aren't you celebrating? Yeah. You should be. Why? I just saved you from canceling yourself. All you have to cancel is the idea that you don't come from seeds. That's the thing you have to cancel. But you don't have to cancel your body. You can keep your body. You can keep your mind. Okay. In fact, you have to keep it. And once you do cancel all those things, it'll be a Buddhist body and mind. Not bad. Okay. You don't have to disappear. You have to go to paradise. I'm sorry. Okay. That's what we're saying. And we're like, you should be celebrating. Why you got a problem with this? Okay. Got it? By the way, we are at the juncture, $100. $100 question. You ready? We used up all the money in Diamond Mountains. Rob's like, guess what? You used up all the money. I'm like, okay, well, we'll figure it out. Now I forgot the question. When Arya Nagarjuna says, look, we're not canceling you. And we're not saying your mind doesn't exist and your body doesn't exist. We're saying that when you reach nirvana, you're canceling wrong ideas about where things come from, right? The wrong idea that things aren't coming from how you treat other people, okay? Then what's really happening, historically, Nagarjuna has 1 foot in one era and 1 foot in a different era, okay? He's straddling. It's like, you ever go to Mexico and put 1 foot in the United States and put 1 foot in Mexico and see if it does anything in between? And it doesn't. Sometimes I'm like, feels normal. You know, it feels like 2 countries are. Anyway, what great historical event does Arya Nagarjuna straddle 1 foot on one side, 1 foot on the other side in this book?
Middle way and
you guys are painful answers. I should charge for painful answers.
Great historical event, the Great Convocation.
No.
The
Okay,
great event
cancel
of seeing emptiness directly, the path of seeing.
Yes, I can't say you're hurting me. Mahayana and Hinayana, the 2 divisions of Buddhism. Okay, in these words, in these pages, he's creating a new Buddhism. And by the way, it's not a new Buddhism. He's going back to the original Buddhism. But he's in his time. Before him, there was no Mahayana, and then he invented Mahayana. These words that he's telling us, you are witnessing the birth of a very great baby called the Mahayana. Okay, and it survived for 2,000 years after that. Got it?
Right
here.
His lifetime is that event.
Yeah, his correct explanation of nirvana is a great historical event in Buddhism. It's a breakthrough event in Buddhism. Okay, and here you can see it right here. Okay, that's not nirvana to disappear. Nirvana is where you get rid of seeing things the wrong way. Okay, got it? All right. And Nicholas, who's up next?
I don't.
He says part 2. Part 2 is Tarpa Ngopor Mite. What's that mean, Nick?
It would be incorrect to say that liberation is a changing thing.
Yeah, nirvana is not a changing thing. It's not even a functional thing. We got to think about it. By the way, most things that don't change are absences. Okay, most things that don't change are absences, and nirvana is a absence. Okay, something that was there isn't, that you thought was there is not there. Therefore, nirvana itself should not be a changing thing. And anyway, if it was, that would be uncomfortable, right? Like half the time you're in nirvana and then you skip out half the time and your mental afflictions come back. And, that would be a lousy nirvana, right? Okay. Who's next, Uncle? I got lots of victims here.
How about Katie Fetchenheimer?
Well, that's been a long time. I think she's out with the baby, Nick. She's
really?
out with the baby. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I got Stanley here, I got Allison here, I got Rob Haggerty here, I got Jigme here.
Let's start with Stanley.
Oh, he actually put a tie on.
Oh, perfect. If he's dressed for the occasion.
We cut the salary in half if they don't wear a tie. Isn't that right, Nick?
Yes.
From
absolutely.
0 to
Yeah, he gets a double 0.
okay.
I'm working on yourself. I'm almost there.
This line.
I'm squeezing rocks.
Kumbo Gabbe Tadpa Te Ni Gobo Ngobo Yino Shena.
Nick, translate.
So somebody might come along and say, denying the parts of the body and mind of a person, that kind of liberation is so a changing thing or a functioning thing.
Yeah. Tarpa, liberation, nirvana, which consists of kakpada pumbo.
Or a denial of the parts of the body and mind.
Yeah. No, when you stop your body and mind.
Okay? Yeah, right.
Nirvana,
cancellation of
nirvana, where you stop your body and mind, that is a changing thing. That's his position. Who? The other guy. The other guy is always wrong. It's just like being married. The other person's always wrong. Okay. It's very much like a marriage. So he says the fact that when we say nirvana is where you cancel your body and mind, that is a functional. For them, functional thing means real thing. Yeah. Real thing, like this cup. It's not that they care that it's changing or not changing. That's not the idea. That's not the point. They're like, look, it's a real thing. Mm-hmm. It's a real thing. Nirvana, nirvana, which consists of what? Cancel the body and mind.
Misunderstanding. Yeah.
Cancel the body and mind. It's a real thing. Who said that? The other guy.
Yeah.
Well, our nirvana is real. Why? You can cancel your body and mind. That's totally real. Okay, they say that. Okay. Here's our answer. Stanley.
I think that's one reason why it's too low. Okay, fix it here.
Good luck.
Okay.
Oh, that's danger.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
2
年嚟你把體讓心起，就被我冇加啦煙的馬煙不跳。
Good.
我冇咩旁讓心起就怕有怕明白切。
Okay. By the way, Nick, what's kala? Kala mean in ancient Sanskrit? Kala?
However could it be or something?
How on earth? Okay. Kala yin means how on earth could it be with what you're saying? Okay. Kala means how on earth. I can't believe you say that. What? That Nyangen Depa, nirvana, going beyond grief, nirvana, blowing out grief, nirvana. Okay, literal meaning. Depa, kala. How can you guys say that reaching nirvana exists by nature? It's a natural thing, has its self-existence. What's that mean all the time? Comes from its own side. A pen which comes from its own side. Just keep remembering that, okay? Then we're like, how can you guys say that nirvana comes from its own side? What's wrong with you guys? Kala yente means, I can't believe you say that. Okay, who's talking? Nagarjuna. I can't believe you dudes would say that. It's unbelievable. What? That nirvana somehow comes from its own side, independent of my seats. I can't believe you. By the way, we're not talking changing or unchanging. We're just saying, I can't believe you would say that. Okay. Yinte, how on earth? Which is to say, and then our author, Gyaltsab J, uses a, what do you call that?
A positive.
Positive. Yeah, which is Mayamata. Our author is saying, Kala Yin means, how can you say, he's translating it. He's giving a commentary. Oh, you guys don't know what Kala Yin means? Kala Yin means, how could you say that? Then he clarifies it. He says, Mayamata. What's wrong with you guys?
It's not.
He's writing a commentary on the root text. The root text is in the dark black. The root text says Kala Yin. It means thou sayest. It's ancient language. And he says, oh, you guys want to know what it means? It means Mayamata. You're so wrong. You're so wrong. Okay, got it? He's making a commentary on an ancient word. Even the mepa of ngopo.
The absence of functioning thing.
Yeah, or the absence of reality. Okay. The absence of reality itself is not Rangshin Drupa.
It doesn't exist from its own side.
Yeah. Very difficult idea. Very difficult idea. Okay. The fact that the pen is not coming from its own side doesn't come from its own side.
Wow.
Okay. The fact that the pen doesn't come from its own side doesn't come from its own. Okay.
That's so cool.
When you cancel the idea of a pen coming from its own side, that's nirvana. And that doesn't come from its own side. Got it? Cool. Sexy.
Super
Jay's gonna quote a famous book that you guys may have heard at a nice retreat center last week. Nick, we got Stanley. We still got Stanley here.
Yeah, let's hear some more. Stanley, your pronunciation sounds great.
Okay.
That's the best way to give somebody bad luck.
Yeah. Now I don't know how to the first one. Sa Shele, Gal de Tom Min Chung Sa Yo Tomba Chung Se. Oh, here. Okay. Chung Se Yo Tomba Chung Se Yo Ba Yo Mi Tong Chung Se Yo Mina Tomba Yo Ba Gala Yo Sheba Lazo Laro Taro.
Yeah. By the way, when it's a G by itself with no head letter, ka, it does not exist in English. Honey, what are you doing? Yeah, we don't have it in English. Okay. But this is one of the most famous verses from Tsawashiro.
Wisdom.
Yeah, and the short name in Tibetan is Sashe. Sashe, say Sashe, which means root-wise. Root-wise. It's the root text on wisdom. Hey, Sashe. Root-wise, they took the S off the end of she. They made it's such a common book. It's the most famous book on emptiness ever written. You studied it all last week. You were so lucky. And in the tradition, we don't call it Tsawa Shiroki, Paroktu Chimbe Mengang Tsawon. We don't call it that. We call it Sashe. Okay, which means root with. Okay, root with. And here's what root with says.
It says, if something were a little bit not empty, and something were a little bit, right?
If there was a single atom of not emptiness, if there was a single atom of anything in the universe that was not empty, got it? First line. Second line. It's
a little bit empty. There has a little bit of emptiness.
Then it's possible to have an atom of emptiness. I'll say the two lines together. If there's anything in the world if there's a single atom of not emptiness in the world, then it's possible to have an atom of emptiness. That's what it says. Don't blame. Okay. Yeah. Kalte. Okay. Kalte means Dong Min means not empty. Chung Se Yo. If there exists in the universe one atom of something which is not empty or not emptiness, then you can have an atom of emptiness.
Emptiness?
Yes. Okay. Chung Se means like even the tiniest tiny bit. Okay. I'll say it again. If there's anything in the world that's not, if there's a single atom anywhere of anything not empty, then you can have atoms of things that are empty. Okay. That just relax and let's see where it's going. Okay. The fact that you don't buy it makes me think that you're listening. which is good. Okay, if you go like, that doesn't make sense, then that means you actually thought about it, which is refreshing. Okay, me don't just say yamina.
No, if it's not something which is which is not empty, if it's not a single atom of non-emptiness.
Yeah, if you couldn't find a single atom of something that was not empty, then how could emptiness exist? If there's nothing that's not emptiness, how could emptiness exist? Okay. If there's little stuff that's not emptiness, then emptiness has room to be. And if there's not any place, if there's not any place where there's not a little bit of emptiness, then I don't see how you could have emptiness. He's talking about the emptiness of emptiness. Okay.
Right.
It's very beautiful. Okay. Shepetaro. Yeah. If people could have room, if you want to make it easy, if there's people around who think that things are not empty, then we can talk about emptiness. And if there's nobody around who thinks that things are not empty, then we couldn't talk about emptiness. Because emptiness is the absence of something you thought was there. If nobody thinks something is there, how could you talk about it not being there? Got it? It's cool. If there was nobody in the world who didn't understand emptiness, how could you talk about emptiness? Because emptiness means something you thought was there that wasn't there is not there. Right. If there's nobody who thought it wasn't there, if nobody thought it was there, how could you talk about it not being there? Yeah. Got it? If there's no ignorant people, how to establish wisdom. If nobody misunderstands emptiness, it's difficult to talk about emptiness.
That's cool.
All right.
Maybe there's a light.
Yeah, it's very cool. Why does that leave? How does that derive from the last statement he said? He said nirvana itself doesn't exist from its own side. That was his last thing. He said nirvana itself doesn't exist from its own side. If no one thought it did, it wouldn't be empty of those ideas. Okay. Got it? It's very beautiful. Okay. All right. And you want to pick on somebody else, Nick? We got victims, or maybe you got victims online.
Well, we only have 2 minutes left, so let's have Xiaoping.
Oh, suffering. You didn't achieve nirvana. Now, 3 words. Nokiden. Nokiden means, I'll just tell you what it really is, okay? Nokiden means, we talked about 2 wrong ideas. Let's talk about the correct idea. It's easier. Okay. Hey, it's only 1 sentence. Let's do it.
Okay. Ngopo tang, ngopo me parang, shinki, chupa, sing pa sepa, nyen, le, depa shepa chow.
Yeah, and Nick, you owe me $10 for my correction here. Okay. BZANG was really apostrophe DZINPA.
Wow.
Okay. You see, the carving is unbelievable.
Oh, wow. So it would say Zin. It was because there's a Zin right before that. So is it Zin Zimpa?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it's not. It's he carved Zin Sangwa.
Yeah. I see.
But it's an unbelievable carving error.
Yeah. Zimpa Zepa.
Took a lot of work to fix it. Okay, but you guys don't care. You just want.
No, I appreciate this one. I would have been perplexed.
What the Lepa Mepa means? Things that are normal stuff and these high absences. Okay, normal stuff that's here in the world, like teacups, and high absences of things like emptiness. Okay, whether we're talking about teacups or whether we're talking about emptiness, they don't rangshin dukkha. Neither one exists from its own side. Neither cups don't exist from their own side, and emptiness don't exist from its own side. Okay, whether you're talking about normal stuff or you're talking about the highest stuff in the world, it's all the same. They don't come from their own side. Okay, Simba.
That's
and
nirvana.
you should understand. Yeah, great. You should understand that that understanding is nirvana. Okay, understanding that cups don't come from their own side, and understanding that the fact that cups don't come from their own side don't come from its own side. That's nirvana. That's real nirvana. Understanding the emptiness of nirvana itself is to be in nirvana. Okay, very cool. Yay.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for class, Geshe.
But now, Nick, here's the interesting part. Nick is going to lead a discussion, and we're going to talk with each other. How on earth, by the way, this is some of the greatest ideas of Buddhism in these pages. This is straddling the old way and the new way, the New Testament and the Old Testament, okay? How can you use it in your real life? Go, Nick. Grandpa's going to drink some juice.
All right. Enjoy that juice. Thank you. Thank you for awesome class. Another amazing class. Yeah. And this is cool. This book is kind of like early DCI, right? It's like he wrote it for a king. So like, I know that he's trying to make some life tools in there, relevant to somebody's modern life, somebody's life, which was modern back then. So I don't know. I'd love to hear what you guys think. I can say stuff, and I'll be happy to share some of my thoughts about what could be expanded into life tools. But I'd love to hear from you all. So please don't be shy to speak up. You don't have to chat. You can just say it. You can interrupt me.
If anybody in this room has an idea of, did we say anything today that you could use in your normal life? Come up here and sit next to Grandpa and let's hear it. There's such an amazing.
One thing that I thought was kind of cool was just, sharing just his ability to teach in this way of saying like you look, you guys, like it's scary because you think it's like this, it's real. And then he's presenting something far more profound and showing them that it's not, that if you really think about it, it's not scary at all. So he really, but they didn't, it's like the Kachik wasn't mentioning his beliefs, but kind of Nagarjuna reaches in there and pulls out the other guy's beliefs and then presents that that's really the scary mistake or the scary idea. And I think that this kind of way of showing people things is something that we could perhaps construe into a life tool.
I think, there's a common misperception about nirvana in my country, in America, because we're not Buddhist, we don't have Buddhists here. In fact, our Mongolian friends came to visit, and they said, Nick, the three of our Mongolian friends came from New Jersey because we did a memorial service for one of the great Mongolian teachers there. And they said, it's so refreshing to come and meet real Buddhists. And they said it was so wonderful. After these guys are 70, 75 years old, they said our whole life, we never got to sit in a Buddhist community. And it was so beautiful. It was so happy for us. So we live in a country where people say nirvana means nothing, cancel. You go into some kind of drugged, even the band Nirvana, they smoke enough marijuana, and then they go into nirvana. And that's a common idea in the United States about nirvana. So for me, that someone's trying to clarify what nirvana is not, it's very refreshing from my country, you know. And I think maybe in Asia, people might grow up thinking that nirvana means you disappear or something like that. I don't know.
And then,
Nick, we
and
got
then,
your hand up,
sorry.
but if you got somebody online, go for it.
Not yet. I'm waiting.
Yeah, Mariah says you shouldn't be scared to let go of your negative emotions in an attempt to hold on to a self.
Mm.
Say that again. I didn't catch it.
You shouldn't be scared to let go of your negative emotions in an attempt to hold on to a self.
Wow. Okay. I do think that for many people, a major change in your personalities would be frightening, right? If you told me to give up all my jealousy, I don't know what else I would do. I might have to start watching Netflix.
I thought it was interesting. The verse was really empty. It was really empty. It was, but it was really interesting. The verse that they quoted from Root was about you need something. You need people to think about things incorrectly to have a chance to explain emptiness. Or, you need people to think of things. If you didn't, I think he says it like that. Like if you didn't have things that weren't empty, meaning people to think of it that way or this idea, then how could you have emptiness? And
in
I don't know.
our country, like if you didn't have a fool running for president, you wouldn't understand what a good president was.
For example, that's a great. That's a solid life tool, Geshe.
You ready? Olga's got her hand up. Come on. Quick. Over here. Olga has an idea, Nick.
Cool. I'm excited.
Okay, talk loud.
I think that this is one of the ways to see all the people around us as special beings who are teaching us emptiness this way, because most of them are look like they don't understand emptiness. They look like they think that things are coming from their own sides. And this is just, if this were not the case, then we would not have any chance to talk about emptiness.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, cool. I like that. Thank you. I was kind of thinking something similar too. When I heard the verse, I like that.
Any other guys got? Come on.
Whoever Sarah is here, that's right. It is like the discussion from last term about the mirror needing a face. I was waiting for you, Rob. I was waiting for Rob to chime in on this one.
All right.
So I've been trying to expand my mind lately to Geshe-la's calendar.
Good luck.
Yes, it's just gonna upset you.
And it's so like it's amazing because I'm using the idea of like, oh, maybe if I get a third-party app that'll help me organize my mind better, or I'm looking for outside ways to make it make more sense for me and other people, rather than like the seed itself of helping somebody organize their time. So the idea of canceling out this idea that things don't come from seeds, is that right? Yeah, that he was talking about.
Don't come from seeds, yes.
Gave me this moment of like refreshing, like it just sort of dropped away, and I felt like, oh, I can sort of gain this sort of ability to expand, to have a seed go off, to have a different type of mind. So I felt like, oh, this is a great life tool for just organizing my life, essentially. Or yeah, that's all.
Then did the right app appear to you when you thought that way?
I thought it was more like
he decided to throw the calendar out.
That my mind would just, as I watch Geshe-la organize his world, and I'm like just completely blown away by the capacity of his mind. And even small, I'm like, does Seiji send you the times exactly when you should be there, or his mind just knows all all of the details of, at least my perception of that, right? So I thought, oh, is it possible that my mind could do the same? And according to this, it could, right? So yeah, that's all.
Yeah. But we all know Geshe Michael uses a paper calendar.
It's very
Thank you, Rob.
sophisticated computer chips inside the paper.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you for sharing that. I think it's inspiring. It's an inspiring
Nick,
idea.
Olga has one. Quick.
Okay.
She's getting lots of. And then we'll do.
I had a roommate who couldn't compute that I wanted to write something with a pen on paper one time. It blew his mind.
Nick, we got two people want to say something. Number one, Olga, go.
I want to share also something relevant to this. It's a little bit different. It's when I was thinking earlier about emptiness and what it depends on. We were saying that emptiness also isn't self-existent. So I started to think, what does it depend on actually? And the idea that I came to was that if we are saying emptiness is absence of self-existence, which means that if there were no concept of self-existence, we wouldn't be able to even speak about emptiness. So I came to the idea, to the response to my own question, that what emptiness depends on. Emptiness depends on self-existence.
Yeah.
Because emptiness is the absence of self-existence. If there were no such thing as self-existence or no concept of it in the people's mind, then we wouldn't be able even to speak about the emptiness of it, the absence of it.
So then understanding depends on somebody misunderstanding first.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Nice.
Very cool. Very cool. So that's a great.
Joy's got something. She's going to come up.
Hey.
And then Nick, I want to say one more thing after Joy.
This is a mind-blowing class today, and I feel like
there's little pieces of minds all over the floor.
That's gross.
So if the fact that a pen which is not coming from the pen from its own side, this is the fact of this is not coming from its own side, then the emptiness itself is not coming from its own side, which makes me feel like in daily life, how can I use this? I realized when Geshe-la was teaching that there must be a mother of emptiness, because we create this emptiness and this great potential that existing out there for us to project things on it. But where does this emptiness, the true emptiness, coming from? So it kind of reminds me of that really bodhicitta that I need to develop, which is the reason that I come here for Diamond Mountain for this time. This is my only goal. I want to develop this. So I think really this is the mother of emptiness, and it allows us to have emptiness, have the potential there to give us the chance to plant seeds there. And if we don't have this bodhicitta at the very beginning in the whole universe, the emptiness doesn't exist. We don't have hope.
Yeah.
So this is my take.
Yay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks.
Cool. Thank you for sharing.
Okay, Nick.
Yeah, please, get.
Nick, I gotta share one thing before Peachtree. We have one great sponsor. Everybody knows who he is. And I just wanted to, we made a special gift for the sponsor, and we're going to send it in the next few days. So I thought you won't be able to see it after that. So I thought I'd like to show it to you. It was designed by Rosa van Grieken, who's the Diamond Cutter Press boss. And here it is.
Oh, Geshe-la, you're getting your exercise. Beautiful.
And it's a box set of all the translations finished by the mixed nuts in the last 7 years. It's very, very heavy. It's 6,000 pages. I think it's Su Gang's book is the fattest. But it's a beautiful box set. And we're going to refine it a little bit more. We're going to send this one to our great sponsor. And then we're going to refine it more and probably you'll all be able to get a copy in the next 100 years. Thank you. Nick, that's all. Thank you for a nice class, and thanks for being you. Thanks for being our boss. Okay.
Thank you, Geshe Michael, and thank you everybody for sharing cool ideas. And we heard some joy what you shared about bodhicitta and the connection to emptiness was beautiful. And Rob, I really appreciated the idea about expanding our minds, and everybody else's ideas were really great. I don't want to take up any more.
Olga had some great ideas.
Yeah, Olga, I really related with the stuff that you were sharing. It's time for Peachtree. So let's listen to some world events happening, and they're gonna keep us posted. And then we've got Q&A here with Dr. Ben, with Mr. Ben Kramer. So thank you very much, Geshe Michael. See you soon.
Okay, hello everyone. Hope you're doing very well and you are enjoying the Halloween times there in Arizona and then anywhere you are. This is a special end of the month because of that. I remember last year you guys had a great party at the Peachtree Cafe. So today, as Geshe Michael was mentioning, we have a very special section with Rosa Van Grieken, which is the director, one of the directors. We also have Jigme on stage with us today. They are both the directors of Diamond Cutter Press, and they want to share with us a little bit of what's happening and what do they do, what are the latest achievements, and what's coming next. So I welcome very much Jigme and Rosa. How are you? Where are you? How are you doing? What's your costume gonna be for Halloween? They should be somewhere around very, very soon.
If they're going to Geshe Michael's chair, the video has been turned off and the audio has been turned off.
Ah.
To set it up a few seconds.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to share with you. This is a good time if you need to go to the bathroom, because next there is going to be a Q&A with Ben Kramer. He's a great Q&A person. A lot of questions and a lot of answers. Great debate teacher as well. And that's going to happen after the segment. Before that, we're going to have a special guest as well with Ina and Captain Bill. They're going to share with us their new project that is about to happen. Actually, if Jigme and Rosa are not ready yet, we can go with them first. What do you think? Yes? Ina, Ben? Sorry, Bill. Would you like to share with us what are you about to start? We can go with Ina.
Hi, Juan. Can you hear us?
Yes, very well. Welcome. Good to see you both.
Yeah, good to see you. We just came back from the retreat in Diamond Mountain. It was wonderful.
Yes.
And we would like to share that we are starting with Bill. As you know, he is a 3-year retreatant.
Yes.
He spent over 3 years in his retreats.
Mm-hmm.
And we are really passionate with these teachings, fundamental teachings that starts with this precious book from Xuanzang Tower project. And we start to teach courses, fundamental courses, starting with course number 1 on the 3rd of November. So
2nd of November? 12th?
3rd.
3rd of November. Okay, so you are
Yeah.
both are gonna be teaching the Ancient Wisdom Foundation courses, starting
Correct.
with level 1. That's great. And what days are you gonna be doing that? Every what?
So
Monday, Tuesday?
we will be doing it 3rd to 5th November, like extended weekend, right? Friday to Sunday, and then 10th to 12th of November. So if you have never been exposed to our foundational courses, you're welcome to join.
Yeah, it's really extraordinary. I think many of you probably are already familiar with the foundational courses. But if you want to understand the classes that we're attending now, the information that's in those courses is the place to start. It's really, it's brilliant. Ina and I were going over it this afternoon, and even though we've been around it for quite a while, it's still like it's extraordinary. Emptiness is a very difficult subject, and it's the standard for helping people understand it.
And I think it's a very exciting subject for myself. I found it. And if you have done already the foundational courses, so maybe you know somebody who is interested, because we were thinking, we have a huge team of volunteers, by the way. We are so grateful to all of you. There are probably over 100 people working to get this project running. And we are thinking we will translate like into 5 languages. I think now we are up to almost 10 or something. So maybe you will find your language among the ones that we will translate into.
And really, understanding emptiness is the key to solving all your problems. There's nothing that can't be solved with an understanding of it. And I don't think that there's anything that can be solved without eventually understanding it.
Yeah. And all these classes come from these great books that we see being translated by Geshe Michael and great team of translators.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and sending best wishes on your new endeavors. Maybe if anybody wants to contact you, would you be able to share maybe an email on the chat or something? If anybody wants to sign up, they can give you more information. Just write to them.
Right.
That'd be great.
I will provide my Telegram account and my email in the chat in 5 minutes probably. And also, please be aware that you should check requirements in your country, whether you are allowed to listen to these teachings or not.
Very well. Sending you best wishes. Big hug. It's nice to see you again. Hope to see you sometime in person as well.
Good seeing you, Juan.
Great to see you again, Juan. Hi.
Best wishes.
Best wishes.
Okay, so now let's check if Rosa and Jigme are around. Ellie and Rosa, are they?
Hello, Juan.
Oh, how's it going?
Good, good. Thank you for having us. Sorry, we had a little bit of an issue with my computer, so we have to switch gears. So,
No
here we
problem.
are.
That's part of the fun. That's part of the excitement.
Yes, always very exciting.
So welcome. How are you both doing? What are you up to these days with Diamond Cutter Press?
Well, we're doing really well. We're having a lot of development at Diamond Cutter Press, especially for the Diamond Cutter Classics. And but we would love to give you a little bit of a presentation of what the press have been doing since it started.
Perfect.
Can you hear the echo where you are?
No, barely. No, you sound great. No problem.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we want to share.
Yeah, here we go.
Can everyone see this?
Good, yes.
Okay, good.
Yay, okay. So a little bit of Damankara Press. It was founded in 2003, and our very first book was How Yoga Works,
Right.
which was published in 2004. And this book has been a hit since then. It's actually our best-selling book. It has sold almost 1 million copies just in English, and it has been translated in more than 6 languages. So this was our humble beginning for the press, this incredible book. And so, I don't know, Jigme, do you want to say anything? Because you were there in the very beginning about this.
Yeah, it was written, Geshe Michael wrote it when he was in retreat. And so it's very deep. It's an interesting book, but the depth of it is very good. And simultaneously, he wrote the other book, Katrin, which was a lot longer. And so that one we've published more recently. It just came out fairly recently.
Yeah. So in the press, basically, we publish books based on the Asian wisdom. And this Asian wisdom, we have different categories, how we share this wisdom with our readers. And one of them is yoga. So our yoga books, you can see How Yoga Works, and then Katrin, which is the prequel to How Yoga Works. And this is part 1. So stay tuned to part 2. A lot of you are familiar with it. These books are available both in print and ebook. And in addition, Katrin is also available in audiobook, which actually has been narrated by Geshe Michael. So it's a wonderful, amazing book to have. We also have business books. Here, obviously, our Diamond Cutter. Diamond Cutter, this is the 20th anniversary edition of Diamond Cutter. And this one has all of the original work, plus amazing testimonies by very successful people who have applied this for the past 23 years. And that we actually go in depth. Geshe Michael goes a little bit more in depth of how they applied this wisdom. And also in these books, we integrate these amazing concepts of the pen, the 2 husbands on the kitchen, and the 4 steps. So it's even a more complete book than the original. So we're very, very proud of being publishing this book. We just released it last July, and it's available in Amazon. We actually sold out from our own stock in the home office. But if you're still interested in buying it, you should go to Amazon. We also, for the business books, have China Love You, which is a beautiful conversation between Geshe Michael and Dr. Wu about how we can bring these 2 amazing economies together. How can we bring China and United States to work together in harmony and prosper together? So it's an amazing, amazing book with incredible tips.
I thought when I read China Love You, it opened a lot of ideas about the culture of China. And I thought it was, and probably both ways, for people who are Chinese, it would be helpful to understand the culture of the United States and understanding how other people think and what is important to them makes it a lot easier to work together.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very important book.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful book. And so these are our business books. And then we have, what is that? Let me do this. Oh, there you go. We have some retreat practice book. And this book is, it's a beautiful book where you can take into retreat and do different practices. And it's a beautifully illustrated book by Gina, by the way, who I think you're interviewing at some point. So she worked with Geshe Michael designing this beautiful book. So it is available in ebook at the press. And then here we have our jewel, which is the Diamond Cutter Classics. All these books that you see here have already been published on ebook, and 2 of them are available in also hardcover. So Sunlight on Suchness, which is a commentary on the Heart Sutra, and then the Sunlight on the Path to Freedom, which is a commentary on the Diamond Cutter Sutra. Jigme, you want to tell us a little bit more? Jigme is actually one of the translators for this. And so she can tell us a little more.
Maybe. Yeah, they were both written by Chuni Lama, and he's probably the best commentator on the various sutras. His work is very he answers the questions that Westerners asked, and so he's very modern, even though he lived a long time ago. And so the books themselves are very engrossing, engaging, and I think they're very important, especially for Buddhists, to understand these two sutras. As for the others, I think you should talk about those because actually my Arzan will keep
Okay. So these books cover all of the topics, important topics of the Asian wisdom. So you have emptiness meditation, which is focused in obviously meditations, but in the main subject, which is emptiness, right? One of the most valuable objects to place your mind upon. So it's an extensive book. Geshe Michael calls it the ultimate book for meditation, and so it's mainly by Shani Lama, and then you also have some commentaries by Arya Nagarjuna, Master Kamalashila, Pawonka Rinpoche, and Trijang Rinpoche. So Mind Only, we also have Mind Only School. This is an incredible book by Jason Tapa. By the way, I should be saying who helped translated these books. So Emptiness Meditation was by Venerable Upala, and Songland on Suchness, Venerable Eli, and so the Golden Key is by Ward Smith, and All the Kinds of Karma was by Dr. Wu and Geshe Michael and Yan Tan, and so All the Kinds of Karma is a beautiful book, also illustrated by our amazing in-house artist Gina, about how to understand the consequences to our actions, and basically sort of like it's a beautiful, easy book of how to apply how to sort of like correct our problems just by understanding the consequences to our actions. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. And then Adore to Emptiness, which is Adore to Emptiness, which is an incredible book on
that's Adam Bracknam Pramana.
Yeah, that's right. It's yeah, I mean, it's an incredible book. All these books are so deep and incredible, but we can bring incredible practical, we can make it a part of our practical lives by simply understanding them, because they all bring that aspect to our lives.
One thing about
that's wonderful. We will definitely would like to have you again soon, because we want to hear more about what's about to come, how people can get these books. Right now, because the time is limited in these segments, we have to go back with Ben Kramer, but I know you have many more things to say. Maybe we can schedule for next weekend or week or something. We also have long shows once a month. We're gonna share with the people this QR code if you're interested in the long shows of Peachtree World News, where people have like segments of 10, 15 minutes and talk deeply about their projects. But thank you so much for sharing with us this. You say, just last thing, 3 more books are about to come, right? Very, very soon. And which ones are those? Oh yeah, those.
So we can talk about this and more, and then, next time you have us in your show. Thank you so much for having us.
No, definitely. Thank you for coming. It's a pleasure to have you here. I'm going to share with people the QR code for next show, a long show, I mean. It is here, and you can sign up for that if you're really interested. And then every Saturday and every Monday, we have short segments on how... Here it is. Short segments during the mixed nuts term. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. So you can scan the QR code those are the long shows when people have big long segments. And see you next Saturday. We go back to Ben Kramer. Thank you. Always time flies. Best wishes.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Petrie World News. Thank you, Rosa, Jigme, Ina, Captain Bill.